In this video, I will discuss a few fun facts about the mangosteen fruit, and I will show you how I germinate the seeds in colder climates. In my opinion, mangosteen seeds are probably among the hardest seeds to germinate outside of tropical regions. So if you're up for a challenge, why not give it a try? The fruit is not only delicious, the leaves of the tree are also beautiful. A mangosteen tree is slow growing and will actually make a superb houseplant. That is, if you manage to keep the tree alive in a colder climate. There are different techniques to open a mangosteen. If you are not used to eating this fruit, you can use a knife. Just be careful. A serrated knife can make the job easier, as the rind can sometimes be tough to cut. However, a serrated knife will make small debris with a bitter taste, and you may end up eating them with the pulp inside. Don't worry if this happens. The rind of the mangosteen is actually full of good stuff and has been used in traditional medicine for centuries to treat dysentery and many other conditions. The mangosteen is actually labeled the queen of fruits and is known to have anti-inflammatory or cold properties. The king of fruit, the durian, is on the hotter side of the spectrum from a traditional medicine standpoint. Ideally, the mangosteen is picked ripe from the tree. If it was picked unripe, it might not ripen further, especially if the fruit was not mature when it was picked. In any case, if the rind is dark and hard, the quality of the pulp inside will not be as good. When the rind is soft, the fruit can be opened without a knife. There are different techniques to do this, notably by squeezing the shell with the fingers until it cracks. But squeeze too hard and you will crush the pulp inside. I prefer using my nails, but my technique is not necessarily the best out there. Beware, the rind can cause a purple stain that is very difficult, if not impossible, to remove. Not all mangosteens contain a viable seed. Fruits with a lower number of segments inside are more likely to contain a bigger and more viable seed. To figure out the number of segments inside without opening the fruit, just count the number of lobes at the apex of the fruit on the opposite side of the stem. So, if you don't care about the seeds and just want to enjoy the juicy pulp, you know what to do. I find that the wet paper towel technique does not work well with mangosteen seeds, as they will often rot before germination. I prefer directly sowing the seeds in the ground. Germination success rate has been much higher in the loamy soil inside my greenhouse during summertime. The humidity level in there is around 50% during daytime and over 90% during nighttime. The temperature during daytime always goes above 40 degrees Celsius on sunny days and stays at about 20 degrees Celsius during nighttime. First, I loosen the soil. Next, I directly sow the seeds without removing the remaining pulp. It's easy to damage the seeds when trying to clean them, so I don't bother anymore. However, I make sure to cover the seeds with an inch of soil. The squirrels in my area love to eat mangosteen seeds. They get into the greenhouse before I close the door for the night and they dig the seeds up. It took me some time before I found out what was going on. This entire batch of seeds was eaten by a squirrel. Fortunately, I planted another batch of seeds at another location in my greenhouse. I believe the success rate of this small batch was 100%. The seeds germinated within 3 weeks, almost all at the same time. The big plants around the seedlings are kale plants. Kale plants have a very dense and fibrous root system, especially in the topsoil, but it doesn't seem to bother the mangosteen seedlings. The nice thing with kale is that it's easy to tell if the plant is happy or not by looking at the leaves. I'm using them as an indicator of moisture level in the soil. Maintaining soil moisture is important for the germination of mangosteen seeds, as it can get scorching hot in the greenhouse. The kale plants also provide shade to the mangosteen seedlings. This ant seems very interested in my mangosteen seedlings. I do not wait too long before transplanting the mangosteen seedlings to their individual pots, as they quickly develop a taproot that can easily break. To make the transplantation even more challenging, the seeds typically produce two roots at both extremities, so extra care is needed when digging up the seedlings. I really had a hard time finding the 5th mangosteen seedling. In the process, I actually found a germinating rambutan seed. To accommodate the future taproot, I plant the seedlings in tall pots. The pots are also narrow to minimize the risk of root rot during wintertime indoors. In case you are new to my channel, I'm in USDA Zone 5. In summertime, it's almost impossible to overwater a tropical fruit tree in a pot, even at the seedling stage. It's a totally different story in wintertime. Mangosteen seedlings are known for poor development of lateral roots, so it's very important to keep the main taproot in good health, while promoting development of secondary roots with air pruning. After a week of warm and sunny weather, the seedlings have anchored themselves and the first set of leaves has appeared. As mentioned earlier, mangosteen's leaves are beautiful. At this stage, the seedlings look like succulent plants with their thick, shiny leaves. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for updates.